I like to talk a lot about form and technique of running. I think it's really important. Form and technique is critical when we're running, and one of the easiest things has been head over foot. David Weck has promoted that to me. I've been trying to get that out there to everybody else because I found it to be really effective. I found also people that are in a lot of pain, their body's real stiff, and sometimes they walk and their arms will move and their legs will move, but their upper body just kind of, their spine doesn't move at all. And it's nice to get a little flow with the spine. And for those of you that are a runner, you can kind of think about like you're getting these like little uppercuts in there, or you're throwing these Mike Tyson hooks. You're generating some force and some power because we're getting some like rotation as well as a side bend. We're also getting some rotation in there as well. And so this has been very simple. Anyone can throw this into their training. It's head over the foot that's going forward. And notice I'm not like, you know, I'm not trying to do that, right? I'm taking my head and I'm putting it over my shoe, over my foot, over like the outside edge of the foot. Here, 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 here. Another thing that's been really valuable, I've been playing around with straight feet and all these different things for years. And that was helpful and that matters. But what I noticed felt like a better cue for me was just to have the knees forward, the knees straight. So if I'm on a line like this, I want people in front of, if people are looking at me from the front, they can see my knees really well. I'm showing my kneecaps. My knees are in line with these lines. And so what if my foot might land out a bit, might land like that here and there. I'm not going to make a huge deal about that. But what I am after I land is I'm after pronation, because I want this foot to land in whatever fashion it lands. And I want to be able to push off the big toe to get my head back over this foot again. Head over foot, head over foot, head over foot. So David Weck came up with these pro pulsers. I've shown these to a bunch of people who've come into the gym now. And this is a nice idea. You don't necessarily need it on a walk, but I've been having my brother utilize it on walks because he's in a lot of pain and I want to see him move his spine better. So you can get a little bit of this going. Why? I know some of you guys like look at some of the stuff I'm doing. You're like, why? Why, Smelly? Why are you trying to make it so complicated? Well, there's a lot of shit going on when you're running. What I noticed with running is that if we implement a mixed grip deadlift into our walk or our run, it ends up being really nice. Mixed grip, deadlift, boom, 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 boom. Supination, pronation, internal, external rotation, internal, external rotation happening in the shoulder joint, internal, external rotation happening at the hip. There's a lot of shit going on. We got forward locomotion. And maybe you wouldn't want to walk this way all the time because you think you're weird. But if you give it a shot, you're going to notice that you have energy that's kind of free to you. But you're moving faster. And you're like, huh? So if we implement that into a run, and if we implement that into trying to figure out what to do with this energy, if I jam this energy downward, I get nice springiness from the shoulders. Get some free forward momentum. Plus you get to carry some weights with you, which is also kind of fun. So I really like these things a lot. I think they have a lot of use, a lot of utility. But if you don't want to get into messing with this, even when you just have your water bottle with you when you're running, take your water bottle and hold it in the middle and do some of this. And you should get a splish splash. You should get that going back and forth too. You should be able to kind of feel some of that. I know these things are different. I don't know why you don't hear other people talk about them that much. All I can say is like, I don't really know how much looking into or investigating other people really do. I think a lot of times, I'll throw myself into this as well. I think a lot of times we hear something new or different and we're like, that's garbage. Nah, that guy's trying to sell me something. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just think this is a nice tool. You don't have to buy it, but for you to do head over foot is free. For you to go on a walk and to practice that deadlift move is free. Or for you to go on a walk and try a mixed grip deadlift, it's also free on a run. Boom, boom, boom. This is free to do. I'm not trying to sell anything to you other than to have an open mind. MVO mind. But look at what this does. This gets me, my pants falling down. It gets external rotation from one side to another. Internal rotation. It gets forward rotation. My shoulder goes forward here, right? I mean, we can't really get any better than that than to teach people with such a simple thing. Put one hand under, one hand over, and go back and forth. One hand under, one hand over, and go back and forth. I'm going to start to teach you guys more about the same side stride too, because I think that's fun and valuable. Looks really weird, but it's really fun. And the same side stride as this guy here. It's elbow down and in like a bench press on this side. Whoop, flexing the lat, turning this way, getting a lot of pressure this way, and then up here and here, here and here. So it's gonna look like this. And the huge benefit of the same side stride, I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna walk to this gate, I'm gonna come back, but I'll show you when I blend the same side stride and I go back and forth, watch how much bounding I'm able to do. Get some really loosey-goosey movement after that, and it just feels really good. All I can do is encourage you guys to give some of these things a try. Again, you don't necessarily need the shakers for it, but the shakers kind of help you get into that rhythm with it. Have fun when you're running. Make this shit fun. Make it adventurous. You don't always have to kill yourself. That hill was a nice challenge for today, but I probably won't do that training again for a little bit. The other runs are a little calmer, and I get to kind of take my time with them a little bit more. But have fun. Really work on your form and your technique in your own way. Bounce around on one foot, bounce around on 2 feet, skip, jump, run, sprint, throw. Just mess around, have a really good time with it. Jump up and down off of curbs. If you can jump on a table or something like that at a park, mess around with it. Really feel how you're supposed to feel. Learn your body. Strength is never weakness. Weakness never strength. Catch you guys later.